Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Prison Break. This is the 11th episode of the second season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you liked today's full episode, it is available for free. The link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, we had another chase. Yes, it was Michael on the back foot. It was Mahomes chasing him down. He had his weapon out. Who was going to win? Well, cleverly, Michael actually cornered him, trapped him, locked him in a cage, and turned on some propane, I think it was. And basically he was saying, look mate, if you pull that trigger, not only am I going down, but you're going down too. So it's a tough decision that you got to make. You got to let me walk away, or you can kill us both right now. But Mahomes just turned around and said, look mate, you know, you might get away today, but tomorrow I'll be coming after you the day after. I haven't got the luxury of letting you go. Do you know what I mean? Basically, it's kill or be killed in his situation, isn't it, with the Secret Service? He's got his numbers, he's got his list, he's already working his way down, he's killed 2 of them, and he needs to get the rest. Now, interestingly, no, he thinks that they have got Lincoln in custody, in possession. You know what I mean? That was the last point of contact that he had with, obviously, Killerman in this conversation. But now we know that his dad has actually extracted him. He bashed into the police car. You know, they crashed into the trees. They've gone. They've got them. They said, look, mate, you no longer have to run anymore. Tell us where Michael is. We'll go and get him. You know, we're so close to actually revealing the truth and pulling down the whole company. Do you know what I mean? We just need a little bit more time. Now, obviously, Lincoln is a bit here and there. Do you know what I mean? You don't know whether to trust him or not. He's still a bit wary. He said, look, mate, I'm not going to let you go to Michael on your own. He probably wants to go with them, which is fine. You know, it was the first time that LJ ever met his grandfather, which was good to see. He said he'd waited for that moment all his life. That's what the granddad says anyway. We had Michael actually reunite, kind of get back together with Sarah. She did meet him before, obviously, Mahomes come and started this big old car chase. And they ended up in a motel together. Now, she was patching him up because he got injured. And obviously, he was saying about his plan. And obviously, he want to go to Panama and stuff. And she was saying that, I can't believe that this is your big master plan. Do you know what I mean? I thought that you would have something in place, something better than that, than me escaping with 2 of America's most wanted men, which is obviously Michael and Lincoln, which is true, isn't it? When Michael went into the shower, she actually bounced. She left him a note and said, look, mate, I've been in this situation before. I can't be, you know, like, fall for it again, technically. And when she went to her vehicle, she got in it and she was sat down and she's pondering. She's like, should I go? Should I stay? Do you know what I mean? She ended up obviously deciding to stay, it looked like. She obviously turned the ignition off. She got out of the car. When she turned around, boom, gun in her face. Killerman, I found you. I want you to take me to Michael. Gonna be interesting. Can't wait to see. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. Oh, he's thinking about ripping his hand off.
This is the Tribunal Police. Make yourself known.
Oh, that is, oh mate, that's mad. He's took a big play there. I can't believe he's left his hand behind.
And the GPS?
And the GPS.
$96.23.
You know, I'm just gonna take the real oil.
Hey, you have to pay for that. Just take it. Please don't hurt me.
Shocking from Michael that. He didn't even run or anything. He just walked dead slow.
The vault.
Cut your throat out.
Sorry, Henry.
You gotta make some sacrifices, haven't you? I mean, he hasn't made the sacrifices, but to get to where he needs to do, he has to do over a few people. He's gonna convert to God now, the same way Brucey did.
What are you?
Just a handful of senators, congressmen, people like me that once worked for the company. People willing to expose the president for what she is. An NSA analyst, sympathetic to our cause, finally worked his way up. It's transmitted, it goes through echelon. Cataloged, interpreted, and then stored for Homeland Security. For a few months after 9/11, the White House. The analyst got his hands on a phone conversation the president had with Terrence Stedman, 2 weeks after you supposedly killed him.
Aldo and Lincoln want to be left alone.
Sure, I understand.
The tape is still out there. And judging by how hard they're going after Sarah Tancredi, I'm pretty sure they think she has it.
Reckon they heard that?
LJ, come with me.
Stabbed him. Reckon that's his new love interest. To be fair, that whole situation was self-defense, wasn't it? You know, I'm surprised that they heard the shell falling on the floor more than the guy's body landing. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he kind of like fell in a way that it was kind of silent and it was just a shell banging, douche douche, that obviously Lincoln heard. But they can't be really surprised that they've got a spy in their organisation when technically they're trying to throw loads of spies in their organisation. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you know, whatever you do, expect somebody to do that to you, because, you know what I mean, you're not the only one who's looking for this information, like he's just been saying. The interesting thing is, you know, we know, or we're assuming that it's the key that Sarah's found after her dad's died and it's scattered across the floor that has got the information from this. They're saying for a brief moment since 9/11, you know, for a couple of months, they was able to track conversations and that was coming from the White House. I mean, they can't do that anymore, but they picked up these conversations, and this is the key bit there. A conversation with Terrence Steadman after his potential possible death, well, the public think anyway. Now, obviously, that proves to them that he's alive, but these guys have no idea technically where he is, where Veronica did, but she was killed, wasn't she?
We're feeling slightly betrayed right now. I understand. You can see. Hi, my name is not Lance, and I'm not an actor. Tell me what you know. You get to go.
I tell her I wasn't involved in your dad's death. That's what I would say straight away.
I don't know where Michael is.
It's not about Michael. This is about your father. He left Washington with something that didn't belong to him.
And you killed him for it.
I didn't. No. But I hope that his death properly illustrates the magnitude. Where is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Where is it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sarah, there's a next step involved in this.
Don't know what you're talking about.
I reckon he's gonna like drown her. Do you know what I mean?
How long has it been since your last confession?
This is my first time.
And what are the nature of your sins?
Righteousness, maybe. Believing the ends justify the means. I've broken just about every lie you can name, but it's not just what I've done. It's what others have done. I should have known better this time. When I was a kid, I watched a man bleed out and die, and I knew it was wrong. But here I am.
There is a way to stop this. Surrender your will to God.
If I surrender now, I lose everything.
Do you lose your soul?
All about like religion, about like, I don't know, say repenting. Do you know what I mean? So basically, like, obviously he might have gone through all these troubles in his past and done all these bad things, but is it not from the moment now going forward that you can be judged by? You know what I mean? Like, I don't follow religion, so like I could be absolutely waffling, but like from what I have perceived from it is, okay, you could do bad actions, but it's the actions that you do after that to show that you're sorry, to improve other people's lives, to show that you're working your way up to be that good man. You know what I mean? Because not everybody every day can be the best person. You know, you sometimes you fall, sometimes you do bad things, sometimes obviously you do illegal things like these guys. But as long as you're not, I would say, a killer going around purposely ending other people's lives, you know, there's always a chance that you can kind of redeem yourself and get back on that straight and narrow. You know what I mean? Someone like Abruzzo was trying to do it. I mean, he's been ruthless what he was done in his past, but someone from Michael, you know what I mean? Yeah, okay, he's done some bad things, but generally he's a good guy. And I reckon that, you know, if he went now for the rest of his life on the right path, I reckon that everything would be okay for him.
It's never gonna stop. They're gonna keep coming after us.
Don't.
He just pretend to be him.
Is it done?
You are.
Lincoln Burrows,
Your man's dead.
there's a very simple way for all of this to end.
I'll tell you how it's gonna end. Me staring in your dead eye with my hand around your throat.
You don't even know who I am.
Shit it really then. You know what I mean? You can smell that sliding down his leg. Look at him. Oh, he's well crapping it. I just hate his smile, me. I literally hate it. Is he still in that cage? He is, isn't he?
I'm here to pick you up.
I called Kellerman.
He's busy, right? I don't like being out in the field. I only do so when there's been a screw-up. I'm out in the field, Alex.
Then why don't you open the gate and you can hurry back to D.C. before your shoes get dirty.
Schofield and Burroughs cross the border, they'll be out of your jurisdiction. And you'll be of no further value to us. Because as long as you do your job, we forget about Shales.
That is what they're bribing him
And then you
with.
can go back to Colorado and visit your son. Live, right?
He's, yeah. I'd just kill him here, me.
There he is. That's what I wanted to hear.
That's what they got on him. They found out that he killed Oscar Shales, and now, obviously, that's why he's working for them.
Jane will take care of it. You can trust her. I'll see you soon, I promise.
Isn't that the same thing your dad told you?
Yeah, but I mean it.
That's true. Sucre's got this message as well, like, and you know, if he doesn't exactly know where to go as well, how's he gonna find it? I don't know how they're gonna figure it out. Well, he's gonna find something now. Upside down, spell something.
Numbers.
Alright. That's actually really clever. Do you know what I mean? It's always the case, right? People find stuff when they're searching for so long and they can't get answers or anything like that. And you see it and they throw the desk on the floor, and then when they go to pick something up, there's a sheet there that's like the right way, just kind of like he did or whatnot, and it just obviously gives them what they need. Nah, I didn't even clock that it was numbers, if I'm being honest, and I thought like the words spelled backwards, flipped, alternative. Is that how you say it? Would have spelled something else, and then obviously, but he's got, I'm assuming that's coordinates, that's why Michael's got that GPS. And to be fair, what did he spend? He said it was like $90 for that GPS and whatever it was, his bait stuff that he was buying for fishing. I reckon that's well cheap, me, but like for obviously like back 10 years ago for a GPS thing, considering nobody really had them. But that's good. So Kim's come, basically threatened him, threatened his kid, said that if they cross the border, you're going to be useless to us now. Do you know what I mean? That's what he literally said. You got a couple of hours before they make it there. But this with Michael, 75 miles away from the border is far. Now in a car, that's obviously like an hour and 15 minutes. But like walking, that is days. Honestly, it really is. I would have picked a location much closer to me, if I'm being honest, to like rendezvous.
You have no idea how hard it is to get this kind of grade, even with my contacts.
It's time for your end of the deal. Where's that plane gonna be?
They called me a couple of hours before with the drop-off point.
That's not the right stuff, is it? You know, Michael couldn't get it out the gardens. Mate, you got to put yourself in some sticky situations, haven't you, when you're breaking the law?
The last time I saw my father, he was dead in his study.
Did your father have anyone give you anything?
Do you think that I'm just withholding information because I like hanging out with you?
You're okay. We're gonna have to come to an understanding.
The thing is, she don't actually know any info. She can say that keys it, and I'm assuming that she's figured that out, but that's it.
Who are you meeting?
Yeah, don't ask me questions.
He's keeping us out of the loop. That's what he's doing.
You look a little nervous.
I don't do this every day. Just want to get the information on that plane and move on.
This is all for your brother?
Yes. I got 4 brothers, 2 in prison. Break them out. Start local.
He's got to stand there looking scary.
They've called by now about the plane?
Yeah. I thought that these came in glass vials, not plastic.
The guy I bought it from said he packed it in plastic for transportation over long distances.
We're gonna do a little quality control test.
It's the best available.
We got time.
I would fully expect that to happen though, wouldn't you? Like, let's be honest, right? If you're doing a deal like this, you know what I mean? You're providing somebody with a plane, you want to make sure the goods are there. It's like when somebody comes over and you want a bag of like $1 million, bring the money, and then you get it. You do the count first. You don't take it as gospel that the money's all there. You know what I'm saying? If you're buying these things that are in little vials like this that are supposed to be explosives, you know, I would have thrown one. You know what I mean? Regardless, if you give me 30, I would go with 29, knowing that they do work, because the one random one that I picked actually exploded. So I'm not surprised at all that they actually want to test it out. It's just ruthless what's happened to him, man.
The assailant attacked you from behind,
That's what I just said.
yet he managed to make contact square on your forehead.
That's right.
With what? A boomerang?
This is Roy Gary. Leave a message.
You thieving son of a bitch. You better get down on your knees and pray to God that I don't find you. I'm gonna gut you bow to stern.
It's funny how, like, they got their own little side story going. It's technically nothing to do with Michael and Co.
Ladies, let's get this party started.
I'm trying to work out what kind of man abandons his family. Now I'm doing the same damn thing. How much further?
About 3 hours.
What the hell?
Was that the call?
Yes, it was. Con azúcar. Sugar water, huh? Now, you just made a big mistake, Blanquito.
We both got screwed.
Yeah. You didn't come through.
When's your brother getting here? When's he supposed to meet you here? Suéltalo.
Oh, yes, Sucre.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Let him go, I'll shoot you.
Look how the positions have turned. He looks like they're shitting themselves now.
Give me anything.
Who are you risking your life for? Burroughs and Michael Schofield, they just used you. Sad. Cute.
Oh, look at that. That's not what I expected to happen then. I thought he was going to, like, you know, spray it and then burn her, you know what I mean? Like, put her through some pain. I understand that he's kind of drowning her right now, but what's the difference between the first dunk and the last one? You know what I mean? It's all kind of similar. Like, nothing's really changing. You need to up it. You need to make it more extreme. You need to hold her down even longer. Do you know what I mean? You need to potentially burn her with the iron, because I got a terrible pain threshold. Do you know what I mean? Like, me, knowing me anyway, I would just give the information. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know that for a fact, if they put me under the torture methods, I'd give up anyway. So, like, the way I see it, you know what I mean? Why do I want to go through all this pain and suffering when I know that I will cave anyway if they start going to the extreme? You know what I mean? Like, for example, T-Bag, he's left his hand on the radiator. The absolute pain that he must have been in trying to pull those stitches out and leave it there, it is just ruthless. I couldn't have done that. I mean, you know, he was doing it to save his life, but what I mean is that pain, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if they was torturing me or doing something like that, like Roy was bashing his hand and all that, and, you know, Bellic, I would have absolutely just folded straight away, but obviously he's got a strong pain threshold, but not me, mate. Literally, I would rather just give it and told. Well, the thing is, she doesn't technically know anything anyway. She knows the key's there, but does he even know what key that's for? What box is it? Where's it locking? What's it opening? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's another question in its total self that we don't know.
Hell no. I'll do it for 1,000.
He's just going to get robbed off these. What a rooker.
What the hell?
Ah, T-Bag, yes.
Leave. Torture stuff, that was Bellic's idea. And if you ask me, he took the whole thing way too far. Listen, why don't I just give you half the money, we call it a day?
Bottle to the head. Oh, mate, he's not even got a hand.
Kiss my ass, cobarde.
Plane and we'll let you go.
Díselo. Díselo todo. Finley Road.
Michael, let's go.
Please help him. Don't do this, huh?
Can you not take all the weapons off them?
He would have not left a finger, you know that. He was gonna kill us both.
I'd have to say, get out, Michael, or I'll shoot you. Do you know what I mean?
What's going on with Sarah? Has she told you anything?
Not yet.
Then kill her.
Well, she knows something.
You disobey me, you are done.
And it's a tough one, that one. Do you know what I mean? She does know information. Why would you kill her?
Michael?
What's he looking at receipt for there?
Michael, still. We gotta get him to a hospital.
Wait. Forget Finley Road. The plane's gonna stop at the 7-mile marker.
Alright. He done a leap of faith then on Michael. It worked.
He bled out on the way over.
Any ID?
Yeah, Roy Geary. Just an out-of-stater. You know him?
He's a friend of mine.
Do you mind answering a few more questions?
What's going on?
I know things got kind of ugly toward the, the end. If I had to do it all over again, I'd do it different, We'd still be a family. I just wanted to call to say that I'm sorry.
About everything.
If you hear anything in the media,
What? What are you talking about?
I love you. You give Cam a kiss for me, okay?
Imagine if he goes to Michael's like, look, mate, you're going to Mexico, send me as well. Get
Hey, buddy. You do. I brought someone. Dad?
Did Michael think he was dead?
We met before.
He just might not have known it was his dad that time.
Don't make me do this.
Even if I knew, I wouldn't tell you.
You wouldn't? Really? Are you that stupid? Because now you are going to die!
I cannot tell you and die, or I can tell you and still die.
Come on, smarten up! For once in your life. Please.
Go to hell.
He don't know what to do, man. He's desperate. But if he kills her, he's not getting the info anyway, so to me, it makes no sense. It's... I don't know. I mean, I understand her assessment of that whole situation. Can't really blame her. Do you know what I mean? She's thinking that basically, I give you this information, I just get popped anyway. So what's the point? Do you know what I mean? You get what you want and I die. Or if I don't give you the information, I die, but you don't get what you want. Do you know what I mean? So, like, she's basically saying, why do you win? I'm going to die either way, so I'd rather die than you not having anything, which I totally get, and I can't really blame her for it. And to be fair to her, she has been going through this torturing, or whatever you want to call it, for quite some time. She's still not giving. Now, interestingly, you know, I know this Kim just told Killerman to kill her, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, it makes no sense. You're there because you know for a fact that she's got information that you need, and killing her would never give you that information, so it's pointless. It makes no sense. You might as well have not even got to her. You know what I mean? You might as well never have even found her, because you found her and left with no info. You've not found her, you've still got no info. It doesn't make sense. So, like, keeping her alive, but putting her, like, to me, they're not putting her through enough pain. I don't think that she's in any pain. She's in distress. Like, I don't know how you would say it. Like, obviously, you'd be devastated that being in that situation. You'd be nearly dying. You'd be, like you were saying, nearly drowning. And you'd be, you know what I mean, scared. But it's until the true pain, the torture, the nails coming off, do you know what I mean? The stabbing, the peeling of the skin, do you know what I mean? The burning, the full-on torturing will get you to actually reveal information. Right now, all she's been done is dunked in a bath, and I'm not just saying that lightly as in all that's happening to her, but like, clearly she's not being put through enough pain to actually reveal information. And the only thing that she does know is that key, you know what I mean? And that is actually not a lying. Like, she doesn't know anything else apart from, I found that key. And technically, if you wanted to be 100% accurate and put her on a lie detector, did her father give her anything? No, so she's not lying. She's actually full on telling the truth. Her dad never actually gave her anything. She found it. It's two totally different things. So, like, she's technically telling the truth, but obviously we know that she can give him something, technically the thing that he's there for. But now it's interesting because Michael is obviously reunited with Sucre and his dad and Lincoln. Now they're 75 miles away from the border. How have they got there? Clearly a car. They can all get in a car. They've got 1 hour and probably 15-minute drive, and then boom, they should be fine. Do you know what I mean? Get over there. Mahomes can't get them. They're in a different district, you know. That's it. His life's on the line now, not yours. But interestingly, we know that he's rocking up into that location himself. He's just had a phone call with his ex-wife. He's saying he loves her. If you hear anything on the news, don't believe it. I think obviously he's referencing the Oscar thing, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because he's there, but it should be 4-on-1. He shouldn't technically win, but we have seen so far, every time he's come up against somebody, he's kind of come up on top. Well, apart from when Michael locks him in a cage and we've seen Kim release him in today's episode. That is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out our channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. So did any of you figure out before, obviously, today's episode that Ball Shop Booze, or whatever it's called, was actually a location in terms of coordinates for Michael and the rest of the gang to obviously meet up? Now, he was lucky to get out of that situation because he's gone in, cutting a deal with some bad, shady people, and obviously giving them the false, basically, products that they've kind of paid for / offered services, could pretty much ultimately end with your life being taken. Now, Michael was lucky because, you know, Sucre come in, clutched it up. He actually really did, didn't he? You know, last time we seen him, he was on the phone to Mary Cruz. He was saying, you know, I've got a plan. He looked at the name as well. And even he in today's episode said, could you have made it any more harder? Literally, look at that. He had a GPS to get to that location. So obviously come in, saved him. Now, obviously, Michael did get the location of where the plane was landing. And, you know, he had a choice. Sucre wanted to leave him in the, well, them three guys tied up. One was bleeding out. Michael's conscience, you know, you can see it playing on him. Earlier on in the episode, we seen him sat down. He was looking at the church one day. He's been in to confess to his father as well. And obviously, he was going through all these different things that, like, you know, Michael being this such good guy, not criminal type person. All the bad stuff that he's caused other people to incur, do you know what I mean? From his actions, like beating Pope up, locking him away, do you know what I mean? The officer in the prison, do you remember when he was stabbed and thrown over? You know, other people dying, Charles, you know what I mean? His daughter, like all these things. Michael have had one intention of getting Lincoln out, but other people have suffered consequences from those actions, and you know, it has started to take a toll on himself. And he even stole something today, which obviously he feels really guilty about, and he's used that to get to this location as well. But he's been in there, and like I said, he's confessed his sins, and hopefully he's on the right trajectory now. But today's episode, he was stuck with a decision. I said if I was Sucre, I would have had to pull the gun on Michael and said, go, come on, get outside, because I would have thought that they would have come after him, if I'm being totally honest. But, you know, put faith in people, and it works out. Obviously, I wouldn't have got the correct coordinates or location for the plane, because Michael actually, you know, cut them, said, look, mate, go to the hospital, get the treatment that you need. And the guys turned around and said, look, forget about that location. It's coming in this one. You have a 5-minute window. You need to be there, because if not, it's taken off without you. Luckily for him, Like I said, his dad's turned up, Lincoln's turned up, and now they're a group of 4. Michael said he's seen him before, but obviously it feels like Michael didn't know it was his dad when he did see him at that time, whenever that was. And it does feel like it was when he was 10 years old, because, you know, last episode we was told by that woman that, you know, Michael's dad's not seen him since he was 10. And, well, Lincoln turned around to LJ and said he's never seen him before in his life. So that's why he didn't believe that that was the right location. He thought he was being set up. Now, in today's episode, we've learned why everybody's so hell-bent on trying to find this information that's out there. Why, obviously, Sarah's dad was killed, you know what I mean, while she's now being attacked. Because when 9/11 basically happened, there was a brief period where all communications was open. People managed to get some sort of telephone conversation between Terrence Steadman and obviously the White House, which obviously confirms that he's not dead in the period that Lincoln is being trialed for. And that obviously can prove that it's all a setup. It can prove that Lincoln's innocent, and obviously that can send so many people down, and that's why everybody's so desperate to go out there. Like Killerman was saying to obviously Sarah, he was saying, look mate, you know, I never killed your dad, and you know, that's me being totally honest, but hopefully it shows you the magnitude of this situation, the scenario, and everything that's at stake, that somebody's willing to go and kill your father, because the importance of what he took from the White House is significant. And all I need is you to give it me today. And like I said, we're in this situation where she feels like if I give it you, you'll kill me. If I don't, you'll kill me anyway. So I'd rather win and you lose and just die, because that's pretty much the end of my fate. And that is why she's under this little torture method today. Also, we've seen that, you know, T-Bag made the ultimate sacrifice and actually leave his hand on the radiator. That pretty much to me confirms that he's no longer getting his hand put back on, because this time he couldn't ice it up. He's left it cuffed. It's hidden behind the radiator. He's managed to obviously slip a GPS in Roy's bag, which then he's obviously gone to see him at the hotel, and he's killed him. He's actually killed him because, you know, as Bellick's getting discharged from the hospital, Roy's turned up and he's heard that obviously Geary has been killed. Now, obviously, they're trying to question him. You know, maybe we can go back inside and ask some more questions. Luckily for Bellick, it's obviously not going to be him that's killed him. Yes, he might find some cell phone messages and stuff like that. Like he said that he was going to kill him at X, Y, and Z. But times and locations, time of death, you know, where he's been, it would have been CCTV in the hospital. It'll be all good. But it's interesting now because, like I said, back with the money is T-Bag. I wonder where he's going to go. You know, he doesn't technically have to go to New Mexico or wherever it is, you know, Panama. These guys want to go. He's free to do whatever he wants, but he did want to go to Thailand to get a new hand. Don't know if that's achievable now, considering he's had to cut it off in today's episode. So very interesting. Enjoying it. Thanks for checking out today's episode. If you did enjoy it too, please smash a like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.